Happy New Year, Soul Tribe. So good to see you. What a ride we've been on in 2020. It's been profound and entertaining to say the least. So I thought we would start out 2020 with some information on actually how to start really getting stuff done in our reality, because it starts within us. So I thought today we would go over a little bit of some quantum healing, and I'm going to be discussing from Deepak Chopra Quantum Healing. And I've had this book for a really, really long time, and these applications truly do work. I mean, it is so profound, the power that we truly do have within us. You know, they look at all these different aspects of healing, and, you know, some things are regarded as like miracles, and some things are just regarded as, oh, that's just what your body does. So it's like, you know, you snap a bone in half and it knows how to repair itself. We still can't reproduce that in medicine, kind of like we still can't rebuild the pyramid. You know, it's just there's certain things that we have not yet quite accomplished. The body has its own miraculous instructions that we have access to, but sometimes it's a matter of activating those information neural pathways. So we need to learn how to unlock the power of our mind. And that's what we think about, we bring about. So I thought we would get a little bit into some Ayurvedic medicine, which is it's an ancient form of healing. And that's addressing the body's flow. How are the meridians moving in the body? This is one of the aspects of acupuncture, acupressure, polarity movements, and different practices of polarity, which is moving chi in the body. So all of these things are addressing the body's flow. It's the waters in the body and the emotions in the body and the mental aspects within the body. So I'll only be reading parts of this. But let's begin with, like, it starts out after a miracle. Actually, let's go before that. Let's talk a little bit about Ayurveda and what is Ayurveda. Many people don't know about Ayurvedic medicine. It's very old. Not many people know that much about it. We're rediscovering it because much of it was lost. So, like I said, a lot of these old, ancient shamanic practices have been lost through time. So, in my own practice, several cancer patients have recovered completely after being pronounced incurable and given only a few months to live. I don't think they were miracles. I thought that they were proof that the mind can go deep enough to change the very patterns that design the body. It can wipe mistakes off the blueprint, so to speak, and destroy any disease, cancer, diabetes, coronary heart disease, that has disturbed the design. The physical basis of science is very solid, and in the eyes of every doctor, extremely convincing. But on the other hand, the healing power of the mind is considered dubious. Yet, I was determined to show that this healing power was a science in its own right. In the months leading up to that day, I had devoted myself to studying Ayurveda and the traditional Indian science of life, which originated more than 4,000 years ago. Although many Ayurvedic principles and techniques have been forgotten throughout and over centuries, I was convinced that they would become a very important part of the medicine in our future. Yes, it would. Indian thought has always been grounded on the conviction that Satya I think that's how it's pronounced. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing correct, but it's Satya. Satya. The truth alone triumphs. So, many over the centuries, the Ayurvedic knowledge has been scattered. Indians who live according to the traditional values, mostly like in countrysides and very rural communities, some still follow Ayurvedic practices, and many of them have been subjected to many different interpretations. So, many Ayurvedic techniques disappeared outright, and unfortunately, these are the very ones that might contribute most to modern medicine. The ancient doctors of India were also great sages, and their cardinal belief was that the body is created out of consciousness. And this is what I was shown as a little girl. The body was always shown. I would ask God and the Lord, I'd say, what is our body? Like, what are we with you? How does that connect? And they would show me a body in the universe. And it was made of the stars and everything in the universe. And it showed to me that it was a body, like a body. And we were each little cells in that body. But each cell had its own potent power because it has the spark within it. And that spark is what created the body of that universe. It was such a beautiful way that they were showing it to me when I was a child, because it was so simple and easy to understand. And they would show me, I experienced through your hands. And then they would show me this ginormous hand that would hold the world. And then they'd show me this ginormous hand in a body laying in the cosmos. And it was the body of our universe and our galaxy. And it was beautiful. So, the ancient doctors, they were sages. And they knew that there was a medicine of consciousness. Their way of treating disease pierced body's matter and went deeper into the core of mind. When you look at Ayurveda, its anatomical charts, you do not see the familiar organs of, say, the Gray's Anatomy. Rather, you find astonishing diagrams where the mind is flowing as it creates the body. This flow is what Ayurveda treats, or rather did treat, until this priceless knowledge became obscured over time. Until recently, I had even assumed that Ayurveda was folk lore and folk medicine, because all I saw of it were the herbs, diets, exercise, and the incredibly intricate rules for daily life that are just in the air when one lives in India. But now my interest came to center on the lost Ayurveda and on its abilities to cure patients through non-material means. Now that I had become familiar with those means, I wanted to tell people how they worked. And this is why I wanted to talk to interested physicians, such as my contact in Tokyo. And this is Dr. Deepak Chopra discussing his journey to understanding some of the Vedic and Ayurvedic wisdom and who he found who had parts of this wisdom. Through this search, you realize that every doctor must make its own inner journey, taking his or her understanding beyond the limits of the physical body and into the heart of a deeper reality. The responsibility is to solve the riddle of life and death. The solution is beckoning over the horizon with some urgency and joy, as that which moved the ancient sages. Leaping across the void of time and space, surviving the waves of destruction that swallow up mankind, the ancient Vedic wisdom speaks to us with profound simplicity. In nature's perfect design, nothing ever dies. A human being is as permanent as a star up in the sky. Both are illuminated by the spark of eternal truth. Every day, I feel the importance of the inner journey. I believe that I'm still taking my first steps, but I always retrace them for others and more that I will find through my quest to learn. Practicing medicine is full of hope because now we can start to look at it from many different points of view. I didn't need Ayurveda's knowledge to find out that the doctors are battling against death. I needed to find out how we could win. And like I said, some of this is a blending between his words and mine, because this is truly part of my journey. When I hit a dead end with medicine because they didn't have anything else for me, I went down these paths, and I truly know it's what saved my life. So when we start to understand the hidden physiology, we understand in the deeper reality beyond space and time, we may all be members of one body. Sir James Jeans. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little dive into some Ayurvedic principles, and we'll be going into some more. I'm going to do some shorter videos because it's easier for a lot of people to watch. And next in this, we will go into a story of someone who was diagnosed with cancer and their journey through that and where it went, and the witnessing of a miracle. So after the miracle is what it is called. So miracles, spontaneous healing, remissions, all of these words they use for these types of practices when they actually work. Placebo is another great example of how this works. So there is a magical part of you, the part of you that makes your hair grow, makes your eyes blink, puts your bones back together, produces all of these chemical interactions, produces a neural net of dendrites within the body that go through many, many parts of the body, and they are literally like brains. So you have millions of brains within you. There's so much wisdom within this human body that we have yet to unlock. And the more that we can start to understand how thought creates all that we see, even your body. This is one of the key foundational paths that we need to really start to take a look at and really get some responsibility with. All of us want to know how to change things, how to make the world the way we want it to be. These are the principles and practices that we must get familiar with if we really want to do that work. And this will really support you as a human, and it'll support everyone around you. So it's a beautiful thing to learn the power of what's truly within you. And this is why it was always spoken, the things that I do, ye shall do in greater. Because boy, guys, when we start doing these modalities and more of us start to do it, it'll change the world. So with that, lots of healing. And this is what I want to start talking about, is different ways of looking at healing and what activates healing and different principles of mind over matter. So it's powerful stuff. So I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you on the next one, and we'll be getting into After a Miracle. So I'll see you soon. Much love. Happy New Year. Let's start to create powerfully and well. And the first place we have to do that is we really start to shift what's going on within your body. So happy healing. And may this be a wonderful, wonderful year for many of you. And may we see things we never thought possible. And that those things that we see will set us into a vibration of potential and joy and possibility that has been sleeping within us for a very long time. So I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.